guess I better flip the boat over, get it ready for winter, and put that battery away. No more boating this year. And I gotta fix the snowblower, bring it up to the cabin, bring the four-wheeler back home from the cabin. Friggin' winter. Now I've got to shuffle everything around to get the snowblower out. So I bought this thing 2 winters ago at night in the dark in a snowstorm, but I got it for dirt cheap. And I didn't realize till a week later why. Thing's been through the Boer War. The handle there's been welded on. There was a strap missing in the front that supports the auger. And didn't realize till last year I kept blowing belts what the problem was, but the main drive pulley for the auger is buckled down inside that cover. So it wears belts out really fast. Neighbors' cows are not happy today. They've been doing that now for 24 hours. Oh, they just stopped. Anyways, so I'm going to take that cover off and get at that pulley. So there you can see where the pulley's bent. I don't know how it ever happened. It's totally encased. Someone must have been pounding on it, trying to get it out or something. That's that. So I'm going to heat it up with the map gas torch and just see if I can flatten it out a little bit on the anvil. At least try, see if there's any ray of hope. So I changed my plan. I've got it clamped up in this old blacksmithing vise, and I'll just use a little crescent wrench to try to straighten it out. We'll try it first anyways. Then we might have to do more drastic measures, but so still got a little bit of a wobble to it, but at least it's a consistent thickness here in the groove of the belt rides. I think a V-belt can absorb a little bit of sideways movement. I think that'll work. Close enough. Let's put it back on. So the pulley should be good to go. And I went in town and got a new belt. Hopefully it's the right one. So let's get this thing back together. So this is Thursday night. We're heading up to the cabin tomorrow around noonish. Got the snowblower all ready to go. The generator's all ready to go. So I'm anxious about the water barrels up there, the rain barrels. It's been some bitter cold nights. We've had a couple nights that's been in the double-digit minuses. And tonight is actually supposed to go down to about minus 12 degrees Celsius up there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping worst case scenario that just the valves cracked and drained the water out of the tanks, but you never know. But hoping for the best. You'll see soon enough. So it's Friday evening around 4 o'clock. We just got up here at the cabin and winter set in here. All the ponds on the road are all froze over. Wind is howling. Beautiful sunset though. The suspense is killing me. I gotta go look at these rain barrels right away, see if they're split or not. They don't appear to be split. Doubt this is gonna open, but we'll give it a try. It turns. If that means anything. Anyways, gotta get a fire going, get the cabin heated up, then we'll worry about that. It's about minus 6 degrees Celsius right now. Not bitter cold to winter standards, but it's cold for November. Slightly warmer in here maybe. Let's see what's saying inside. Minus 3-ish. Okay, let's get a fire going. Another beautiful morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Minus 10 out here. Time to gas up the generator. Probably be good for another few hours yet, but I'm awake. Picture perfect morning though. Hazel and I are just out grouse hunting. Stumbled on this rock ledge. This big old pine tree tipped over. Beautiful little bear cave there, but nobody's home. Then over on this side, big beaver pond. With this big beaver dam going across it, it's probably 50, 60 yards across there. If Hazel had her way, she'd be in there swimming right now. Such a beautiful spot, miles from anybody. No tracks on the logging road coming in here, so we're in here all alone. It's all crown land. I think there's roughly 15-ish thousand acres right here. And I bet right now I'm probably the only person on it. Wouldn't trade it for all the money in the world. So we left that big pond behind and come up over a big pine ridge. Now we're down the valley on the far side of it. Just want to show you this. 3 years ago when we just finished the cabin in the spring, a big storm came through here and knocked over, must be tens of thousands of trees. And some spots are just a nightmare to try to get through. These are all poplar trees right here. But some spots it just knocked over great big towering white pines in one big tangled mess. So we're about a kilometer from the truck. We're gonna work our way along the bottom of this hill up to the truck. See if we can see anything. So when I'm hunting, I don't like to look at my GPS, but I do have it tracking my route the whole time. And I hadn't looked at it in probably 2 hours. And so I just broke out in the backside of this lake, but it's not where I thought it was. So that puts us a long ways from the truck yet. So we're gonna have to put it into high gear, start cutting through the woods. I've been to this lake, I know where I am exactly. I've been to this lake a dozen times on the far side, never over on this side. So in a way it's a good thing. I like exploring new country. I think Hazel's starting to get bored. I think we went about 4.5 kilometers so far. So yeah, I know exactly where I am. It's just not where I thought I was. But not a bad place to be. Looks very moosey right here. We did see some big bear scratch marks on the tree back a while ago. That's pretty neat. Finally, the truck. I'm whooped right now. Hazel's whining, she's sick of it. I could use a Snickers bar right now. There's 5.5 kilometers we end up doing through pretty rough country. Fun though, seen some neat things. Can't be beat. Let's get back and get a hamburger in us. She's a tired girl, straight in the truck and straight to laying down. That's pretty rare. You tired, Hazy? You good girl. She's probably thinking, tell me more about these hamburgers. So I'm back from hunting. It's time to get serious about these. So my plan is to take the torch and heat up that little rubber hose connecting them so I can get them separated. I'm going to turn them upside down so the top where the big screen is pointing down. Lean them back against this rack. And then hopefully over the next few weeks, if we do get a couple of warm days, anything that melts will run out through the top, which will then be on the bottom. It shouldn't add any more pressure to them. They're not split yet, but they are bulged quite bad. And they're crazy expensive. It's $500 basically sitting there. Breaking my legs. Wet. There, I got the piece of steel roofing in there. That protects the logs from getting wet. Not the prettiest thing, but it works. As for these things, I don't know. That's all I can do, really. Even if I was to drag them around to the inside, it would take a month to thaw them out beside the wood stove. Hopefully they'll catch some sun here and lose a little bit of pressure, but who knows. I'll let you know in the spring. So we've always just used this projector screen for watching movies and stuff up here at night. And it's hooked back on itself now, but usually it stretches right across over to this last joist over here. But we're kind of sick of it. It's a bit of a pain. The picture's not very bright. Then you gotta connect the projector to the Bluetooth speaker, and it's a full event to try to watch a movie. So we're actually gonna take that down. We bought a little TV to go on the wall right there. So that's what we're gonna do now. Mount it on the wall and get it up and running. It's crazy how those boards have shrunk. Yeah. And they were already dry almost 2 years before we put that there. She's a sleepy girl. She's hardly moved since we come back from hunting. Now we're gonna go find some greenery for some Christmas decorations at the house. Any shrubs here along the bottom? Yeah, we'll find at least steep, less steep place. I gotta carry all this. There's our hall of greenery with a little bit of reddery. So sadly, it's time to pack up and get out of here again. So I've got to get the four-wheeler loaded on the trailer. And as you can see, the trailer's not attached to the truck yet, but the driveway's quite slippery. I'll never make it up there with the four-wheeler and the trailer. So I'm gonna pull the truck up to the top of the driveway first and then load up the four-wheeler. So last night I had a heck of a time getting up out of here. You can see where I slid sideways, almost over into the trees. You can't tell on camera, but this is actually quite steep. And so I'm gonna pull up first with an empty truck. Hopefully that goes better. A little nervous about sliding backwards and jackknifing into the trailer, but I think it'll be fine. Just take your time. It's hard to capture the slope of this hill. Plus you got steepness and a 90-degree turn right here. Doesn't help. Every season brings its own form of beauty to the cabin, and winter is no exception. With the ATV going home, our world shrinks with every snowfall as trails become less accessible, which in a way is nice. It forces us to relax at the cabin, to reset, and to get ready for spring adventures.